Have you ever gone out to dinner and get stuck in that what do I want to eat decision loop? Well, we all know the answer to that one. It's probably yes. Now, you probably stare at the menu for what feels like an eternity, hearing your thoughts argue with themselves. And I go through this all the time. I have the hardest time deciding what the heck I want to eat at a restaurant. Do I want the goat cheese salad? I really should have a salad. My body wants roughage. Or should I have the eggplant parm? Oh, I really love eggplant and can substitute the pasta with a side salad. The best of both worlds. Oh, but I can't substitute the pasta with a goat cheese salad, and I really want goat cheese. I love goat cheese. And what if I don't like the way they cook the eggplant? Eggplant is risky, and I've been spoiled with my dads all my life. Then, when the waiter pops by the table and it's your turn, you blurt out the eggplant. You took the risk. Was it worth it? Yes. Yes, it was. At this place, it was. It was the best damn eggplant you've ever had, other than your dad's, of course. That right there, my friends, was a small example of how tough decisions can be. And I'm 100% an indecisive person. I like to weigh my options. I like to take things into consideration. But it's easy to get stuck in what I call the weigh period, and that's where consideration becomes a downfall. Hello, beautiful human. Welcome to the Sweet Madness Podcast, where we talk about everything sweet, everything mad, and everything in between. And today we are talking about indecisiveness. Now, this is something that I've been struggling with for most of my life. I mean, there are so many choices everywhere. Chances are you struggle with it too, especially if you clicked on this episode based on the title. There are very few paths I've been 100% clear on deciding to take. And where do I find my indecisiveness reigns like the queen she is? In the space of what to do. What actions to take when it comes to relationships. Yes, I struggle with anxiety and worry about my conversations triggering someone else. It's something that I've been afraid of, and I've gotten better. I've worked at it. I've implemented tools that I've learned in therapy. We love therapy here at the Sweet Madness Podcast, and it's a growing process. We're all always in a state of growing and change. And I'm here to share the one simple thing that became the catalyst for my growth, especially when it comes to making decisions. And this could be used to make even the smallest of decisions to the largest, like what to order at a restaurant or what career path to take. And I think this will be a catalyst for you too. But first, let's dive into the nature of indecisiveness. So you have trouble making decisions. We all do at one time or another, but it's not because of a lack of vision. I say it's because of a lack of clarity. Your vision might be fuzzy. Now, you know what you want it to sort of look like, but you're fuzzy on the details, the colors, what specifically is happening. And maybe you're a person who sees multiple sides to every situation and their possible outcomes. You may be someone who focuses on context and angles instead of black or white thinking. You may think of the journey instead of the destination. Fuzzy vision. Now, me being someone who, hey, if you're into astrology, I know a little bit. So if you're into astrology, I'm a Libra rising. And it just so happens that Libras are notoriously known for being indecisive. So I may be like you, and I often struggle with the same indecisiveness nature you feel every single day. Now, my drive is to know all of the aspects of a situation at hand before taking action. Chances are this way of thinking has stumped you more times than you know. It definitely has stumped me, and that's because change comes from action, not waiting in the observance period. And I've got a way that will streamline your actions while weighing the possibilities. Two things can be true. Two things can happen at once. Let's say you're texting with a group of friends, for an example here. Those notorious group chats, the ones you love to hate and hate to love. You all contribute suggestions on where to go for dinner. Now, you personally, aka, or me, we could say, don't only suggest one thing, you suggest multiple things because you want to know where everyone is at in their dining desires. You're considerate of your friends, and you know that you will find something to eat wherever you go. So, you're going with the flow here, which is great. When your friends ask you for your thoughts, you say, anywhere is good with me. Let's say you narrow down to a couple of places. But let's say there's a little snag in the way. Let's add another layer here. You or someone in your friend group has dietary restrictions. If I was a subject in the scenario, well, I'm the vegetarian of the group. But I'm the kind of vegetarian that will find something to eat anywhere. And I'm not a stickler when it comes to seeing meat on the table. I grew up eating meat. It just so happens I don't eat it anymore. But that still matters to my friends. They want my input because they care about me and my needs. Thanks, guys. But after some input from your friends, you continue to say, anywhere is good with me, and everybody else is saying the same exact thing. And then the group text gradually becomes one of tension. A decision is continuing to not be made. All of you are freaking considerate of each other. So freaking considerate of each other. It's heartwarming, but it can be extremely frustrating. You need to go out to eat somewhere. You have to hang out in 2 hours, and you can feel the frustration festering from your friends because this figuring out where to go for dinner process is taking way longer than it should. And you feel this is your fault because you can't make a decision. Somehow it felt like the decision fell on you, aka the vegetarian. There's back and forth, and they're still asking for your input, but you are still on that anywhere is good bandwagon. You want your friends to be happy. Maybe you really are good with anywhere. Maybe you don't care where you're going to dinner because you will be in the loving company of your friends who are also considerate of you and each other. But deep down, maybe you do care. Maybe you have a craving for Italian or sushi. You've narrowed it down to those two options now, but you cannot pick one to save your life. Why does it fall on you, you ask yourself? More indecisiveness, you don't answer the question. So eventually, your friends make the decision for you as a group, or this is what usually happens in my friend groups, that one friend who's done with this indecisive tension and BS cuts it off with the balls to say, let's go to insert place here. That's all it took. Now, when you get to the restaurant, it takes you twice as long to decide what you're eating compared to your friends. The only reason you end up making a decision is because the wait staff said, time's up. In both instances, something else pushed the decision to be made for you. The first thing that comes out of your mouth is what you end up eating for dinner. Sometimes it's not what you ultimately wanted. Biggest bummer ever, especially if it doesn't taste good. You didn't make the decision fully. It was sort of made for you, and you felt pressure, and you're bummed because ultimately you chose to ignore yourself and didn't say what you really wanted. So who are you frustrated or bummed with? Yourself. And it could go the complete opposite way, and you did get something more than you wanted. It could have been extravagant. It could have been the best darn salad you've ever had in your life with marinated artichokes and whatever you want. Think about your favorite food. Now equate that. Now let's look at our process of that whole thing. You, in the example, you weighed the options. You asked yourself questions. Do I want the goat cheese salad? I really should have a salad. My body needs roughage. Or, they have eggplant parm. Should I have the eggplant parm? Oh, I really love eggplant. And I can substitute the pasta with a salad. Best of both worlds. But, oh no, I can't substitute the pasta with goat cheese salad. And I really want goat cheese. I really love goat cheese. And what if I don't like the way they cook the eggplant? Eggplant is risky, and I've been spoiled with my dad's all my life. My dad's eggplant is actually really good, guys. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. Okay, back to our example here. Back to our podcast episode. When the waiter says it's your turn, you blurt out the eggplant. You took the risk, and was it worth it? For this restaurant? Yes. Yes, it was. It was the best damn eggplant you've ever had, other than your father's, of course. Now, in this instance, the lack of decision-making worked out for you in your favor. But there are instances where it does not work out. Now, when it comes to indecisiveness on a bigger scale, like life decisions, this is where seeing things from different angles comes in handy. Before, maybe it hurt you a little bit. But this one, with intention, it comes in handy. You want to make the best decision for yourself, but this is a pivotal, let's say it's a pivotal moment in your life. Your literal future hangs on the balance of this choice. Your life, your present. So you have to be really careful here. Luckily, I've got a way to beat indecisiveness out of whatever holds in our brain for the big and the small stuff. It's something you already know how to do, guys. You've heard it a million times before, and you're probably gonna sigh when I'm about to say this. Make a pros and cons list. Whoa! I know, sounds really weird, huh? That's exactly what happened with the eggplant example. That's what you do every day. But when it comes to big life decisions, we kind of tend to get stuck in what I like to call the wait period. And you don't get out until a decision is made for you. And not making a decision is a decision. We can go into a whole deep dive about how this is so dichotomous and it contradicts itself and all of that. But guess what? That's all part of the sweet madness of life. Here we are at the podcast talking about it. The wait period. You don't get out of the wait period until a decision is made for you. And chances are, if it's made for you, you feel defeated. You feel out of control of your own life. When thinking about your own life decisions, you have to keep this question in mind. And this is the key. This is the question that changed everything for me. How will this serve me? That one question can bring so much clarity to the fuzzy vision of yours. Suddenly, you see the outcome you want in high definition, or the one you don't want. How will this serve me? How will this new situation or opportunity serve me? Then, brace yourselves. Get ready to swim. You got to dive into those pros and cons of this potential circumstance. If you find it ultimately doesn't serve you in a healthy and beneficial way, the answer is no. And part of that pros and cons list is listening to your gut and making sure that the gut feeling is not just anxiety. It's actually speaking to you of what your body knows you need. Because you need something that will ultimately help you grow. Something that will push you to be your best self or the future self you want to see yourself as. Something that serves as a catalyst for you. Something that provides you with lessons to benefit your mental and emotional health and your spirit. Something that will challenge you without draining you dry. It is possible. Now, how will this serve me is a question that will get you in touch with your innermost self and your gut and guide you to make the decision that will change you and your life for the better. And I'm sharing that sheet with you. I've created a sheet that I use all the time since I started asking myself this question. I'm sharing the sheet with you, and it's called the Beat Indecisiveness Worksheet, and it's linked in the show notes below. It's a template that has helped me in so many ways and will help you too. Make sure to download it, save it, use it all over again, print a bunch of copies, do whatever the heck you want with it. This will help you make a clear, healthy, and loving, more loving path for yourself. So let's recap. Here's what you got to do to beat indecisiveness. Number 1, look at a situation from different angles. Don't stay too long in this space. That's how you get stuck in the way period. Ask yourself, how will this serve me? Weigh the pros and cons. This is the way period. Also, be hesitant not to get stuck here either. Use the Beat Indecisiveness worksheet as a tool to help you make your decision. And remember, you know what's best for you. You are in control of your own future. What you can control is what you can control. Now, I hope this episode helped you out. And remember, I'm just an email or a message away. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, shoot me an email on amandamontoni.com. I'm here for you guys. This is what I'm here to do. We're getting through the madness of life one sweet nugget at a time. And make sure to subscribe and check out all of the links in the show notes below, including merch and books and all the stuff to help you with what speaks to your heart. See you next time and have a sweet day. Bye-bye, everybody.